Oh boy, do I have something exciting, or something that excites me to share with you guys. It's all about the power of posture. It's a book by Naudi Aguilar, um, which is, I don't know, it's pretty mind-boggling, but also very logical at the same time. Um, the book's more or less about, as you can probably tell, the power of posture. It's about optimizing posture and it's pretty technical, so I'm going to use some big words, but I'm sure we're all intelligent creatures, we can understand these big words. So yeah, through the optimization of posture, you you regulate your stress and muscular sorry you regulate you can so through the power of posture, if you optimize your posture properly, you can regulate your stress a lot better, and your musculature will just be in more harmony, or they call it be in tensegrity. So we won't have like these pains and ailments. Yeah, it's a massive topic. I'm just going to try and stay on point, on subject, because I've got some points here to go through. But yeah, it's really like I've been training this type of training for I think almost 3 years now, 2 years. Um, so yeah, this book's called The Power of Posture, but Naudi Aguilar has this company called Functional Patterns, which is all about like optimizing posture, and then once you get that foundation of posture, you go into kind of these movements that optimize your optimize your gait cycle, which is your running and your walking and your throwing. So it's pretty much all about optimizing humans, if that makes sense, and how we've kind of like through the I think pretty much from the Industrial Revolution, we've like decoupled from nature, and I think the word would be maladapted, and that's why people are so sick these days and in lots of pain. So I think this is a really key subject and topic. So just bear with me, because I get pretty excited about this stuff. I'd really like to become a trainer in this. I don't know, what would you call it? I'd really like to become a practitioner in this methodology of training. So yes, let me go through my points. So most recent times we've maladapted to a sedentary lifestyle. So we're obviously seated a lot more than we used to, because we used to live off the land, so we'd be moving around a lot more, and our bodies would be used to walking, and things like that. And that's been going on for like a lot longer than we've been kind of in this technological area where we sit down more. So we've just kind of, our bodies has just maladapted and become a bit distorted, I guess you could say. I think Naudi would describe it as dysfunctional. So yes, what else have we got? Instead of reacting to stresses with motion, we react to stresses by like just staying still, which kind of like our brain, like, so when a stress signal goes off, it's more like a fight or flight signal. Like that's what our brain responds to, like any sort of stressor, and then through that, it would like activate the musculature to like run away from an animal. Or my apologies. I had to take a call. Where was I? Excuse me. I was on a pretty good roll too. Damn it. The reaction to stresses, instead of like reacting to them in motion, which is what we would usually do, we just stay sedentary, and then our body's kind of like, oh, we're in the stress response, we're activating musculature, but obviously we're not getting the movement part of it, so it's all kind of like distorting our body. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm not one for absolutes, but if you believe in evolutionary theory, and it seems to be pretty logical, but I have a pretty open mind, but it just makes sense in the terms of how we move and operate. as beings, in my understanding. So I don't want to offend anyone. It's just logical, and it's not like I'm not against God or anything like that. Because this can be a God, this can be evolution. So yeah. Anyway, that's another topic. uh, yeah. So in evolutionary theory, we've evolved to stand, walk, run, and throw. So standing, we used to be monkeys or something, and then we climbed down from trees because there were less trees, and then started walking on the plains. So we'd have to stand more upright so we could see predators. So yeah, an optimal posture, so that's another reason why optimal posture is good for human beings. And then walking and running, to run away, to move, gather food, and then throwing is to hunt down creatures and whatnot. So yeah, that's his, and I kind of agree with him to an extent. Well, mostly, yeah. There's the cover of the book from the wind. And then Nadi's experience and training has led him to believe that optimizing posture is key to developing good movement patterns to get out of pain. So if you get this foundation of a really good posture right, then you can kind of just kind of do all these other movements. Because if we're doing these movements without really good posture, then we're almost still reinforcing these maladapted. How do I word this? This is getting super technical, at least for me. So we're still ingraining these maladapted movements into our body, and then it still makes us dysfunctional. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So once we reach this muscle, another word for it is tensegrity. And tensegrity is everything moving together in harmony. And there's a book that he recommends, which is by Thomas Moyer, and it's all about how your fascial system, which is I'm gonna have to make a series on this because there's so much to talk about, and I really like it. But yeah, our fascial system and our musculature and our bones are all meant to work together, but we've become so distorted that it doesn't function that way anymore. So yes, once we reach there's ways to reach it through these corrective movements that he has in the book and other stuff that, because this book's quite old and there's a more modern version of his stuff, video formats. But yeah, once you get that the posture down, then you can start doing some more dynamic movements and getting those functional patterns ingrained into your movement. Bro, I'm such a nerd. And then yeah, once you get the optimal posture and that body alignment, you'll have a better response to stress. You'll be more be in homeostasis more. And there's other factors that go into that as well, like your breathing and being grounded. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes with that too. And yeah, right. Sorry. So, and also this is another thing to add on to the maladaptation. So all these stresses and traumas that are mental and physical, or mental stresses and trauma manifest in the body as physical. So yeah, it all affect our body language and all these things. So it's very important to have really good body language. It'll kind of show that you're just healthy. I guess. Yeah, good posture kind of and good body language kind of communicates that we have good health. And I'm pretty sure most of our conversations are, it's 90% body language and then 10% what we say, if that makes sense. So yeah, even the tone of our voice and whatnot, it's kind of weird when you think about it. Stay on topic, David. So being sedentary. So yeah, there's this isn't to say to start doing all these different types of movements. This is where functional patterns gets a bit of flack because it's very tribalistic, and it doesn't really it doesn't play well with others. Like it's pretty much their way or the highway in functional patterns, and I think from the results they get, it makes sense. Like they're helping people with like neurological disorders, and like they're training elderly people, and they're seeing like improvements in their running and their posture. And yeah, it's just improving people. They're pretty like ruthless in the way they do it, but I think that's just the industry in general. It's just ruthless, and they're for some reason copying flack for that more than other people. Maybe because they're more open and they're newer, so the newer thing is going to be more flack because it's like disrupting the industry, or potentially disrupting the industry. So people want to put a stop to that. And yeah, we have a biological blueprint of movement, and if these things aren't respected with our movement, then we'll sorry, this is hard for me to put into words. If we do movements that don't respect these walking, running, like bipedal movements, then that will also cause us to maladapt. So like doing a barbell back squat, you're just kind of staying in the same place and going deep, which doesn't really, like, how does that help you walk better? It's kind of like the idea that they go off. And then stuff like yoga makes you like hyper flexible, and so this is what I'm talking about. Like they do not like most mainstream forms of exercise, and it can be a bit like off-putting, but I think the results speak for themselves. So yeah, yoga makes you like hyper flaccid. Traditional weightlifting it doesn't respect like human biology. I mean, it gives you big muscles, but what are those muscles even like? They look good, sure. So you could use them for like getting a mate, but if you want to move better and be out of pain, because I used to do like weightlifting like 6 days a week and all this stuff, and I was in a lot of pain like for a lot of that, and all I'm doing is like FP once a week and just sprint training, which I probably shouldn't be doing the sprint training because my body's still like not where I want it to be, but I feel like I'm getting positive feedback from doing the sprints. I'll kind of finish up this video now. I'm gonna have to make a series or like some long form video, and yeah, I could talk about this forever. So yeah, the book focuses on the posture foundation, and there's integrated movements, and then he also talks about the myofascial release of the body. So our fascia has become all like shortened and dehydrated. So if we use like a medicine ball or like things that we can get into our muscles and like break up the adhesions, then they can get hydrated, and that's another big part of getting your body into a more functional posture. But hopefully this piqued your interest. I really want to get into it as like a trainer and a practitioner. So if you guys are interested, I could potentially just try and train you for free in a video call or something, because I would like to just learn how to do it. And the best way to learn how to train people is do it. So, and I won't charge you anything. I'll just do like a quick 30-minute video call, and I'll just go through the basic stuff, which is really simple. But I feel like if I get it right, you guys will definitely feel a good response, and it will probably make more sense to you what I'm talking about if you put it into practice. So yeah, send me a message or whatever, and I'd be open to train anyone that's interested if I have time. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one.